Welcome ladies and gentlemen to our final 2 days on board the Disney Fantasy for our Greek Isles cruise. We start off with the day at sea where we show you guys all the new Europe specific merchandise on board, meet up with an old crew member friend, and sail through the beautiful Messina Strait. Then we dock in Naples, Italy, where we hop on a tour bus for a look at the city and beautiful Italian coastline. Finally try some real Italian pizza, have a surprise visit from Mickey and the gang at dinner, and finally share my experience flying back home and give you all a rundown of VAT refunds. We have all of that in today's video and so much more up next. Good morning ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel and welcome to day 6 of our Greek Isles cruise on board the Disney Fantasy. Today we have a day at sea as we make our way over to Naples, Italy. So the plan for today? I don't really know. I don't have a plan. There's a couple of things on the itinerary that I'm interested in, like some trivias and character meet and greets and things like that. But other than that, it's just going to be a day of relaxation. I'm going to get a little bit of work done so that way you guys have some videos to watch in the very near future. And yeah, I don't know, maybe take a nap or two. Either way guys, today's gonna be a lot of fun, and we're starting off the day with something amazing because it is Churro Mickey Waffle Day. Let's go ahead on upstairs and grab some. And this is how you guys know it's going to be a good day. Churro Mickey Waffles. Now in case you guys are looking for Churro Mickey Waffles on your longer itinerary, they typically serve them on the second to last sea day of your cruise, so make sure you look at the schedule, and you can also confirm with your dining team at the restaurant too. They typically go out of their way to let you guys know that there will be Churro Mickey Waffles in cabanas the following morning. What an absolutely gorgeous sea day out here on the Fantasy in the Mediterranean. They're showing the Little Mermaid right now on the big screen, which is awesome. It's not too busy out here, but give it a little while. People are still waking up. It's going on 9:20 in the morning. Hey Donald, how are you?
Oh, we're fantastic today.
I love your outfit. You look like you went to Spain.
Yep.
Oh my gosh.
He's all dressed up and ready for it today.
The hat suits you, Donald. It really does.
The bigger the better.
Yep. Do you mind if I get a photo of you real quick? Please?
Okay, Dawn.
1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Quick selfie. Number 1 duck. I love it. Thank you so much, Donald. I appreciate it. Are you guys looking for a good travel companion? Sure, friends and family are great, but how about something you could always have with you? Like an app. I'd like to introduce to you guys KLOOK, the sponsor of today's video. If you guys are going on a trip and not sure what to do while you're there, I suggest using KLOOK. And with my promo code ThemeParkExpress, you can actually get 10% off your first purchase. KLOOK can work on your browser or through the app, and both are super easy to use. All you have to do is search by destination and see all the tours and experiences available. For example, right now I'm in Italy filming content and I want to tour one of their historical sites, like this tour of the Roman Colosseum. Using KLOOK, I can book my tickets for this. Then you can use the app to find all the experiences you saved and the tickets for your purchases, all right on your device. Right now, KLOOK is running a Euro summer deal where you can get up to 20% off select experiences in Europe. They've got almost 500,000 activities and over 1,000 destinations, and you can use it in your preferred language and currency. Not only does KLOOK work with the host to offer unique prices, typically cheaper than the at-the-door cost, but you can also earn KLOOK credits that you can use towards a future activity. Travel can be stressful, so make sure to get KLOOK so you can have help getting all of your activities planned and stored all in one place. Make sure you guys head on over to KLOOK.com and use code ThemeParkExpress to get 10% off your first purchase. Thank you so much to KLOOK for sponsoring today's video. Now, let's get back into the action. All right, now that the shops have just opened, they're nice and empty. Let's go ahead and take a look at some of the merchandise for this sailing, starting off with our Europe stuff. You can see we have some Europe tumblers or cups. I don't know if they're like Tervis tumblers or what, but either way, they say Europe Disney Cruise Line. You can see they have some of the European icons. You have Big Ben, you have the Parthenon, you have a couple of windmills, you have this from Norway. So that's really cool. You have some of the other characters in here, Leaning Tower of Pisa. We have our Europe t-shirts over here that say Disney Cruise Line. I am a little disappointed because last year when the Dream was in Europe, their merchandise said like the Dream of Europe or something like that. And they didn't do anything for the fantasy. Like, I would have picked European fantasy. That's what I would have done. But anyways, here's a look at the Europe t-shirt. Nothing. Oh, actually, ay Dios mío. This is the back. I hate that. This is the front. I hate that. Why? Why can't this be on the front? Why? Why are we doing this? Whose idea was this? Anyways, disappointed. That's the front. We have some Disney Cruise Line Europe pins. That's really cool. We, of course, have our Europe mini ears. It looks like all the designs are generally the same. It's not like one of those situations where each ear is going to be a little different. We have a Disney Cruise Line Europe athletic, what is it? A polo. We also have, of course, our Europe Spirit jerseys. This is really cool. You can see all the designs on the sleeves and down at the bottom. It even has the different countries on it. What is that? Let's say Germany. Yeah, that says Germany, France, Netherlands. That's really cool. And on the back, it has this over here. It says Disney Cruise Line Europe. Okay, so when we first got on, I was really excited to see like Italy-specific merch. But then we looked a little closer. It says Epcot World Showcase, so I assume you can buy this at Epcot, which is, I mean, I get it. There's a lot of Europeans on this ship who probably can't make it out to Epcot very often. So, like, for me personally, it's but for others, I'm sure it's really awesome. We also have these Europe-specific hats, which is really cool. Are these like fedoras? Would you count these as a fedora? I don't know. It says Disney Cruise Line Europe on it. We have a women's tee with Minnie on it and Europe icons. We also have a sweater over here. It looks like it says something on the back as well. Ooh, that's a nice little design on the back. What are these? Are these magnets? These look like magnets. Yep, these are magnets. We have some Europe ornaments. That's really cool. Let's see if we can focus on this a little bit. There we go. It's really cool. It's got Mickey and Pluto. That's cute. Yes, it was these. My mom and I, we saw these on the very first day, and we're like, ooh, let's go ahead and get one. And then we looked at the back, Epcot World Showcase, and we're just like, no, if we can get that at home, then why are we going to get it here? You know what I mean? Also, these are new. I have never seen these before. These are little Mickey hats with the Disney Cruise Line logo, and it says Disney Cruise Line on the back. Never seen these before. I'm actually very tempted to pick one up. And then, of course, right next door, we have a whole bunch of other Italy merchandise from World Showcase over at Epcot. We have cups, we have keychains, ornaments, mugs, some more cups, and shirts. I've seen these making their rounds on the internet, the new Disney Cruise Line lounge flies. These are really cool. I'm sure Coda might want one of these, but we'll get one a little bit later on in the year. Also, in case you guys are curious, this lounge fly is $100. And then, of course, on top of all the Europe-specific items, we have our Disney Fantasy-specific items. You can see we have our lounge flies over here. We have Disney Fantasy mugs. We have blankets. We have the mini ship models. We have t-shirts and spirit jerseys. Well, the atrium is bustling with activity this morning. You can see we have the Princess Royal Gathering going on. This is an activity that you do need to book in advance 30 days prior to your cruise. I have covered this information in the past. You have Princess Tiana over here, you have Mulan, you have Belle, and you have Cinderella down there all doing meet and greets. And then Snow White was up here separately doing a meet and greet earlier. And then I don't know if you can see back there, but in the little vestibule thing, they're doing a lightsaber photo op. That's really cool because they have a green light set up on the side over here to really add to the effect. But yeah, it is a very busy morning in the atrium on this sea day. Hi Goofy, how are you? I love your outfit. You look great. Straight from Spain. You are awesome. Thank you so much, Goofy. So I was coming over here to get a B-roll shot of the Animator's Palette logo. And take a look at what I found. A tiny little duck. Oh my gosh. Heck yeah, I found a duck! So while we're approaching Animator's Palette, I want to point out one of my favorite details. So you can see what the hallway looks like leading up to Animator's Palette, which, by the way, no one in it, which is awesome. But I love how when you approach Animator's Palette, you get the film reels that goes all the way around. which is really cool, and it goes down the hallway as well. And then down here on the floor, you have a compass that's got pencils and paintbrushes. And I like how the menu board looks like an animator's screen, because you know how sometimes their desks are backlit for when they're animating stuff? It's a nice little touch.
I like to round off my pencil to make it not have any lines in it. So let's shade all those, then you can go upwards some more without drawing. But if you know Chip and Dale, you should know that they have a colored section over their eyes. It's like a colored section over their eyes. But because we're not using colors, we're going to put a line to resemble that section. So that's going to start on the cheek right here. It's going to end inside right here. Just about like that much.
Well, guys, I know it's been a minute since he's been on the channel, but look who we found. Damien. Yeah. You guys already know his catchphrase. It's not yes or yeah, it's yeah.
Not even yeah, man.
It's yeah. He is one of my favorite crew members on board the Disney Fantasy. If you guys see him when you guys are on board, you guys already know that you're gonna have a great time. He's a member of what I call the Fun Squad. He is in charge of making sure that you guys have a fantastic time. You're gonna see him all over the ship. You're gonna see him during the sail away party, during Pirate Night, during different activities all over the ship. Give this man a shout out. Let him know that I sent you if you see him, and say yeah. Yeah. It's great to see you again, man. It's so good to see you again.
Take care, guys. See you real soon.
So we're here inside the tube where I saw something on the itinerary that I had never seen before, and it's called Go Fish. So I had a feeling of what it was, and my hunch is correct. It is basically Crazy Quest, but for kids and families. So they have a bunch of different numbers, and they're asking people for different objects or different actions. It's actually really cool. If you're into Crazy Quest and you want to do it with your family, this is an option for you.
Number and a pair of glasses. Go fetch.
Okay, I have Star Wars trivia in a couple minutes, but that is chaotic. Oh my god. A bunch of kids trying to fight to be the first one up to do that activity or present the thing, and yelling. The poor cast members like, oh my god. That was actually pretty fun to watch. Alright, my friends, we have made it inside O'Gill's for Star Wars trivia. It's a little light right now on the crowd, but I'm sure it'll pick up here in just a moment.
I love Star Wars so much, but my memory is so bad. That was question number 2, everyone. We want to know who said, save the rebellion, save the dream. Finish this line from DJ to Finn. It's all a machine partner. Leave free, something something. What is the name of the bartender of the Cantina on Tatooine? And last we will have our revenge. Oh, what? I just had the answer. Oh my goodness, I'm so sorry. You know what? Everybody gets a point for...
You know what I've never noticed? Like, I know that this area is called Europa, but I never noticed the European Union sign, like all the stars. That's cool. Alright, made it back into the room. It is midday. You guys already know what this stuff is. We have our additional tip envelopes, and then we have the tip sheets, but what in the world? Why? What is this? It's... Since when? Has it always been? No, it hasn't always been one per person. It's 2 separate, right? Either way, here is a list of all your prepaid gratuities. This is everything that goes to your server, your assistant server, your head server, and your stateroom host. Whew, alright, it is sometime later. It's actually quite a while later. It was only a couple seconds for you, but for me it was like 3, almost 4 hours. I got some work done on the computer, so that way you guys have something to watch. Got some editing done, and then I took a nice nap. Like I mentioned in yesterday's video, or yesterday, depending on how I'm editing this, this cruise is very active. You're going to be doing a lot of walking. You're going to be tired for most of this cruise. So this nap on this sea day was very much so needed before our final port day in Naples. But I am up again. I am dressed, ready to go to dinner, which is at Animator's Palette, which is our final night at Animator's Palette, which means we're going to be drawing some stuff. So they asked us to get there a little bit early. Let's go ahead and head on down. All right, time to dine at Animator's Palette. All right, we have made it back inside Animator's, and it is animation night, so we get to draw our own character. And at the end of the night, they will appear on screen. All right, and here is my creation. Later on today, we will see it come to life on screen. Then we have my mom's over here, who wanted to write a little love message to her husband, which she left behind. Look at us, leaving our spouses behind to go on a Disney cruise. What the heck? All right, the menus have arrived for Animator's Palette on our second night. Let's go ahead and take a look. All right, our specialty cocktails are up top. You can go ahead and pause to read. For our appetizers, we have a tomato caprese, a sesame-crusted tuna sashimi, as well as a porcini sacchetti, and a Malaysian chicken satay. For our soups and salads, we have a lobster bisque, a white cheddar and broccolini soup, a dill and lemon marinated shrimp, as well as a crisp romaine wedge salad. For our entrees, we have a grilled garlic marinated shrimp, a roasted salmon steak, a chicken schnitzel, an herb-crusted rack of lamb, and a roasted fillet of beef Wellington. And here are your vegetarian and lighter note offerings. You can go ahead and pause to read. All right, my first appetizer has arrived. I opted for the Malaysian chicken satay. Ah, nice timing.
Now that's what I call a colorful entrance. Oh, hi folks. Oh gosh, thanks for all the great drawings. These are just what I need to whip up a little animation magic. I'll be back later, but right now we invite you to sit back and relax as the dining room proudly presents
Your dinner.
Next appetizer is the tuna sashimi. If you're a fan of sushi, then you'll love this. All right, it's a 3 appetizer kind of day for me. Next up, we have the porcini sacchetti. Basically white truffle pasta, but with a different type of mushroom. All right, entrees have arrived, and I opted for the rack of lamb. All right, here's the dessert menu for Animator's Palette. Let's go ahead and take a look inside. Of course, we have our specialty drinks and coffees on one side. All of these cost extra. And then we have our desserts. We have a celebration cake, an orchard peach tart, a chocolate decadence, and a very cherry chocolate sundae. For signature, we have an amaretto cheesecake, and for no sugar added, we have a cappuccino mousse. Aw, it's a Hello Kitty. Oh, there we go. There's the skeleton. And our desserts have arrived. I opted for the celebration cake. And make sure you guys look on the floor while you're leaving Animator's Palette on the second night for some magic on the floor. The Dalmatians appear on the ground. Very reminiscent to what we used to have at Epcot. Do you guys remember the fiber optic lights on the ground at Epcot? They have that here in Animator's Palette. So I want to show you guys something. Look, it's Stitch over there, right? That's Stitch. This is his line. It keeps going. It goes all the way down this way. And this guy in blue, this character attendant, he is the end of the line. Oh my gosh, I have never seen Stitch have such a long line. You would never see a line this long for Stitch on like a Caribbean or a Bahamas cruise, but because we have so many people who probably don't get the opportunity to see Stitch very often, that's the line. Oh my gosh. And check this out, guys. We've made it back to Messina. The most direct route back to Rome and Naples is through the Strait of Messina. So we have Messina on one side and mainland Italy on the opposite side. So if we were to go up to the top deck, which I'm very tempted to do, we would be able to see both coasts. We're having a repeat of our first day on our second to last day. And also, just look at this sunset, man. You cannot beat this view. Holy moly. So we're coming up on the Walt Disney Theater, and I just wanted to give you guys a look at the different popcorn buckets and sippers that are available on this sailing. We of course have the balloon popcorn bucket, which is pretty standard, but we have a Clone Trooper helmet, which is really cool. These recently released in the parks. We of course have a Tauntaun, a Jawa sipper, and the Captain America shield sipper. And we made it out to the opposite side of the ship, and you can see just how close we are to the coast. Now I'm already all turned around because my GPS isn't working on my phone, so I think this is Messina. So what's crazy is that this is the literal bottom part of Italy, the tip of the boot right here. That's really cool. And then we turn around and it's just like being back in Alaska with the mountains on either side depending on where we are earlier. But that's Messina over there. Look at how close we are. That is insane. We have mainland Italy right there and then Messina right there. Let's go up one more deck. You can also see a lot of guests are out here getting their sunset pictures, which is awesome. We saw the same thing on deck 4. I just can't get over this, guys. Take a look at the sunset over there. We have the funnels right here. The guests are all down here getting photos of Messina. And then take a look at that. Look at how close we are. Can you imagine living in one of these houses and looking out and just seeing a Disney ship just sailing by casually? That is so cool. Embarrassing. I finally have my GPS signal back. Everything I said, flip-flop it. So this over here close to us is actually mainland Italy. And over there, what I said was the tip of the boot was actually not. That is Messina over there. This is mainland Italy. Got the two confused. It happens. All right, we're doing something that we haven't done in quite a while, and we're heading on inside the Walt Disney Theater to watch Believe. We haven't seen this show in years. Let's go head on inside.
Jeremy, so what do you do in Orlando for fun?
Yes, I like to ski.
In the notoriously mountainous Orlando.
Yeah. I go skiing. Yeah.
Oh, I wish I could ski.
Yeah, I can teach you.
You can?
Yeah, I can teach you.
Really?
Yeah.
Well, give me a lesson.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Just up in the dance.
Yeah. So imagine I'm at the top of the hill.
You're at the top of the ski slope. Yeah. You're looking down it like this.
Like what?
Like this.
Wow. Yeah.
And you bend your knees like this. And
Yeah.
You look down the hill, you say, I'm gonna do this thing, I'm gonna do it now.
All right.
And you push up and you start to ski, 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 ski. Let's ski jump.
Yeah, wow. Fantastic. Yeah.
All right, we haven't been back to the room since before dinner, which means we have a towel animal. So, guest appearance from Mom. Guess the towel animal.
An elephant?
An elephant? We already had an elephant.
A monkey.
A monkey?
We have not had a monkey.
Okay. I'm gonna say a bear.
A bear? I've never seen a bear.
We've had bears before.
Okay, we'll see.
Let's see. Let's see what we got. It's gonna be behind the curtain, so we gotta...
It's a surprise.
It's a surprise. I love how she puts it behind the curtain. So we have to guess. All right, Mom said monkey. I said bear. Let's see what we got. What the heck is it? It's a monkey. It's an ape. Oh my God, the first time I ever ask you what the towel animal is,
first time.
You guess a monkey.
All right.
You know how many times Coda and I have done guess the towel animal and we've never gotten it right on the first try?
I just guessed because we figured everything else was, yeah.
Mom.
I don't know, I guessed.
You're a witch.
Well.
Witch! Witch! Oh my God. I love it when they use the sunglasses too. Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to what is unfortunately our last and final day on board the Disney Fantasy for our Greek Isles cruise. Today we are docked in Naples, Italy, which if you guys remember at the start of the series, we actually flew into Naples, Italy in order to get on this cruise. It was a whole story. If you haven't seen that travel day video, highly recommend you go and check that out before watching this one. But anyways, we're back in Naples, Italy, and we're going to be getting off the ship today and just kind of walking around the city and exploring to see what there is to do and see how much fun you can have when you don't have a proper excursion booked. Because on this cruise, a lot of the excursions are fairly expensive and it can add up fairly quickly. So I figured today, why not save a little bit of money and just go off the ship and explore on foot and see what we can do. So that's what we're going to do. So before we do that, we're going to head on upstairs where I'm going to fill up my water bottle, and then I'm going to head on downstairs where I'm going to meet my mom and we'll get our walking tour started. And once again, I love how the music is adapting to the area that we're in, or the port that we're in. It's really cool. Going up to 11. And take a look at who we're docked next to, guys. It's Allure of the Seas. Fresh from her amplification. Holy cow. Aren't you a sight for sore eyes? Look at that. They added some water slides to the top as well. We have some cabanas up here. That's really cool. And take a look at that. They added a Dark Abyss slide. It's a dry slide from one of the top decks all the way down to the boardwalk. That is so cool. Let me guys know down in the comment section below. Do you guys want us to sail on Allure of the Seas again to see what changes have been made? Because I'm definitely interested. And here is our first proper look at Naples. It looks so pretty. And it looks like there's a castle back there too. I want to check that out. There's so much to see here. Something really important to note about Naples is that the gangway is actually on deck 3 midship. Okay. This is so interesting to see. All the furniture that's normally here on this carpet, they moved to that corner. Actually, there used to be a whole bunch of furniture behind me. I'm not going to turn around because it's a secure area, but they have all the furniture just put in that corner over there, which is interesting. Now, I will say, it also looks like there's a gangway on deck 1, but I do believe that that is only being used for excursion purposes. But with all of that being said, guys, here we are in Naples. We are next to Allure of the Seas, one of the larger cruise ships in the world. If you guys want to check out our videos from that series, you can go ahead and check the link in the description below. I'll go ahead and put it there, so that way you can watch it after this one. You can see we have Mount Vesuvius hiding off in the distance over there. It is extremely hazy out here today. It's kind of been par for the course throughout this whole cruise, but you can faintly see it back there. We're not going to be going into that general area today. Hopefully on a future visit, we'll be able to check it out. Check out this cruise terminal that you have to walk through in order to get out. You have a whole bunch of different shops here, a whole bunch of different things to buy. Look at that. And you got your puffy sweaters over here too. It's actually quite nice. Air conditioning, plenty of shops. I don't know about food, but there's still plenty of shops here. You can get all of your Italy and Napoli merchandise. Oh wow, take a look at that. It opens up and there is a cafe over here, as well as a bunch of other souvenirs from Italy. But we're gonna continue on down and head on outside. No, thank you. No, grazie. No, grazie. No, grazie. No, grazie.
It's the first time you enjoyed the picture. Maybe you want to go over the top.
No, thank you. No, thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Napoli. It is gorgeous over here. Oh my gosh, look at this castle. That's really cool. I want to see if I can check that out. And what is this? It looks like it's a tunnel down underneath the street to get all the way to that building over there. It's a nice wide open space. You can get a couple pictures over here too. So I can't remember. I think like I was watching a bunch of TikToks before coming over here, and everyone said not to go right but to go left. I think that's where all the pretty stuff is, because that side is not as pretty. So we'll go left. We'll just see where the wind takes us. Oof, I tell you guys what, it is a scorcher out here today. Oh my God. Make sure you guys have a reusable bottle with you so you can put ice water in there. Keep it with you. Make sure you have a little towel. Make sure you take breaks. Find the shade, because as I was getting off, there was a couple getting back on board the ship, and the older lady looked like she needed medical. So yeah, please make sure you guys are staying hydrated. Okay, so I've met up with my mom after a short walk, and we have made it to a hop-on, hop-off bus. We decided that that was going to be the best way to walk around and see what there is to see without, you know, paying too much of an arm and a leg. It was 26 euros a person, and it includes 2 bus routes. So right now we're on bus route A, which is the shortest one. It's the historic route, and then bus line B is going to be the longer, more scenic route.
Panoramic.
It's a more panoramic route. So yeah, we just hopped on. We're in the very front seat, which I'm super excited about. We're going to be getting off at stop number 8 because we were told that that's going to be the best place to get pizza, which is one of my goals for today. As we got on the bus, they handed us some headphones because there are headphone jacks with each seat. You can see that there are different numbers over here for different languages. That way you can listen in and learn about different things that you're seeing and passing. Should be a lot of fun. so we just got done with the first part of the hop on, hop off city tour, and that one was about 45 minutes long, and that was the A route. So now we are on the bus for the B route. We had to wait about 10 minutes for the B bus to arrive, but the A route, it was okay. The city is definitely not as pretty as I thought it would be. There's a lot of graffiti everywhere. The architecture is really nice, though. I will say that. The architecture is really nice, and it was really cool to observe, like, the traffic and day-to-day life and just observe people in general in the city, which was cool. So if you're interested in that and getting a quick tour so that way you get like a taste of what the city's like, then this was definitely worth it already. But as if you're looking for a very pretty cliche European city that you would see in like movies, then this part isn't it. So we're hoping that the B route is going to be a lot more scenic. It is marketed as the more scenic and picturesque route, so we'll see what happens. I will also say the final stop of the B line drops you off right here by the ships at the port. So if this is like the last thing you're wanting to do, you get off here at the last stop, which was what number?
10.
10? Stop number 10. Drops you off right here. Okay, so the hop on, hop off bus, 26 euros a person. All in all, I think that was worth it. It included both routes, so you had the city route and then you had the scenic route, which I think was nice. It was a great way to explore Naples and to see what life is like in the city while catching a couple of great views and seeing some of the highlights of the city and the coast. My mom put it perfectly when, what did you say? How did you describe this?
It's something to do when you have nothing to do.
Something to do when you have nothing to do. We got off the boat today with no plan whatsoever except have pizza and maybe walk around a little bit, but this was a fantastic way to see things that we otherwise would not have been able to see. So again, 26 euros a person, I think it's worth it. So the only other thing I really wanted to see is the Galleria Umberto. I heard that it was really, really beautiful, and I think they filmed Wonka here, if I recall correctly. Just based off of the pictures, it looks very familiar, so let's go and check that out. Oh my gosh, guys, check this out. Holy moly. It's like a mall. You can see a Sephora over here, and there's a couple of other shops and retailers. What the heck? You have the marble floors over here? This looks nice. Oh my gosh. Okay, so apparently Wonka wasn't filmed in this location, but it was filmed in a location that looks very similar to this. Because doesn't it look like where all the different shops would be, all the different candy stores would be around the different corners? Or am I going crazy? And then Wonka gives all the townspeople some of the floating candy, and they start floating up in the air all up over here. Doesn't it look familiar? I know I'm not crazy. Some of you guys might know what I'm talking about, but either way, it wasn't filmed here, but this whole area is still absolutely gorgeous. So, a helpful tip for you guys. If you're in Europe and you find a McDonald's, more than likely you're gonna find a restroom. It's not always gonna be free. Like for example, this one over here is €1, so make sure you have €1 coins on you. That way you can put it in, spits out 50 cents or whatever the equivalent is, and you can walk in and out. In case you guys are curious what they have at McDonald's over here in Italy, you guys can go ahead and pause to read. These are like the specials. Look at that, they have chicken wings, they have chocolate hazelnut croissants, they have coffee sorbet. I think that's what that said, I'm dyslexic. We have all of these chicken options over here and different burgers, wraps. They have crispy McBacons, that's interesting. The Filet-O-Fish Deluxes, of course you have your standard Big Macs. Over here they have something called a chicken burger, which is interesting. They have a McToast. You of course have your fries. You have like cheesy bacon fries, a tasty basket. Okay, that's interesting. And I want to note their McCafes are actual cafes. They got different croissants and other pastries. They have Nutella muffins. That's so cool. All right, so we found this pizza place here in Naples. It's this. I'm not gonna attempt to pronounce that, but it's basically like a whole pizza folded. So you open it up and you can see it is a whole margarita pizza that is folded. Oh my gosh.
I think you eat it like this.
Yeah, you're supposed to eat it like that. That's how everyone else is eating it. It's gonna be a little messy. It's gonna be very high. You wanna let it sit for a minute?
Well, the dough tastes fine.
All right, Naples is the birthplace of pizza, so I'm excited to try it. You're right, the dough is really good. But as you get down here, it's hotter and hotter.
Yeah, I would try the bottom part over here.
It's just gonna get messy. Everything's gonna start oozing out.
Well, we don't have to eat the whole thing.
Very tasty. Oh my gosh, that is good. And a couple doors down, we stopped at Il Gelato for some cookies and cream gelato. And I got the cone on top.
Did I get pooped on?
You did get pooped on. Yeah, when you guys are here, please be careful because I almost got. My mom definitely got. Now we need to find napkins. Do you have napkins in your bag? Do you have napkins in your bag, Mom?
I have a white piece.
White bees? Okay, that'll work. Oh my gosh, guys, check this out. Piazza del Plebiscito. I think that's what this is called. Look at this place, it's huge. Check out this building over here with all the statues on the side. Oh my gosh, this is gnarly. This is one of the other things that I really wanted to see here today in Naples. It's definitely within walking distance of the ship. I'd say it's about maybe 10-minute walk if you're like not stopping anywhere. But this is so cool, look at this. And with that, guys, this is pretty much it. This is our last like scenic stop of the vacation, of the cruise. Because once we get back on board the ship, that's it. We're back in Rome tomorrow and we're going straight to the airport. So there's no more sightseeing. This is still really cool. Like, this is definitely one of the places I wanted to see when I first, saw that we were coming to Naples. I saw this place and I was like, this is a place I want to visit and get a look at. And I gotta say, it's really nice. So much room for activities out here. You can see everything behind me. Plenty of elbow room. I loved every bit of this trip. Every bit of this trip I loved. But we'll go ahead and save our full review for just a little bit later. Let's go ahead and start slowly but surely making our way back to the ship because it's going on 3 o'clock right now and all aboard's at 7. We still have to go to dinner. I need to shower because Lord knows I am sweating out of every orifice right now and it is just gross. Check out this cafe that we found. Oh my gosh, this is just the inside. Holy moly. You can see all the cases that they have over here amongst different rooms. They have different pastries and stuff over here. But just look at this place. Holy moly. And in case you guys are looking for this cafe, the plaza that we were just in is over there, and it's on the right-hand side. This is what it is. I don't know how you pronounce it, but there's a nice outdoor seating area over here as well, where you can sit down and have them bring all your stuff to you. It's really nice. So we made our way back inside the Galleria Umberto just to kind of soak up some AC. It's just a little bit cooler in here, but I want to point out that there is also a Starbucks in here. So in case you guys are walking off the ship and you want to look for an I was here or I am here or whatever kind of mug that says like Naples, Italy, you can probably find it over here. And before we head back onto the ship, I just want to give you guys an idea of what some of the souvenir items are that are being sold all throughout Naples. A lot of lemons. I had no idea that Naples was like known for their lemons, so that's news to me. We have some different license plates over here that are really cool. We have a whole bunch of lemon stuff, some dolls, some lemon stuffed animals. You have magnets over here, you have bibs. Of course, we have postcards. Look at that, you have a pizza one up there as well. All kinds of things for any member of the family. And of course, as we make our way back to the ship, I just want to remind you guys of all the different shops and souvenir places you can stop at before getting back on board. All right, we have made it back to the ship, and in typical Disney Cruise Line fashion, we have our cold towels and ice water on hand. Love it, love it, love it. Whew, okay, made it back to the room, back in the air conditioning. I am so exhausted, but I am excited because I get some alone time in the pool. The ship is practically empty right now, so I'm anticipating there to be little to no people up at the adult only pool, so that's what I'm gonna do. I am changed into my pool wear. I'll see you guys in a little bit when I'm done, because I'm not gonna bring the camera with me. I was about to say, I haven't seen them play Luca this entire cruise, but now they're playing it that we're in Naples. Very appropriate. All right, we're a little late, but final dinner of the cruise is at Enchanted Garden. Let's head on inside. All right, appetizers have arrived. First up, I have the shrimp on a bed of rice. And then over here, I have the salmon gravlax. Next up for the soup course, I opted for the mushroom soup. Okay, so normally I don't come on here unless there's something wrong with the dish. The soup today, a little too oily. I don't know if you guys could tell, but I could tell. Like, it's just a layer of grease and oil in it. Not the best today. Normally it's a little bit thicker and creamier. And for my entree, I opted for the New York strip steak. So we just got word that some friends are going to be joining us for dinner here in a little bit. This is something that I haven't seen since COVID. So, see what happens. And ladies and gentlemen, desserts have arrived. I opted for the white chocolate bread pudding. All right, ladies and gentlemen, and with that, we are sailing away from Naples, Italy, and making our way back to Rome. The cruise is just about over. What's funny is that we personally know that it only takes about 3 hours by car to get from Naples to Rome, and our cruise is sailing from Naples to Rome. So basically we're leaving Naples right now just to do some donuts in the water and then port in Rome early in the morning tomorrow. Just something funny to think about. And take a look at that. We have Mount Vesuvius off in the distance. It really is a shame that it was so hazy throughout the entire day and our entire visit. We never really got that great of a view of this iconic mountain, or volcano, I should say. And what's even crazier is that this volcano used to come to a solid point, but when it erupted and completely destroyed Pompeii, that entire top piece just got blown off. Absolutely wild to think about. Final night of the cruise, final towel animal of the cruise. Nobody's here to guess with me, so I'm going to say dinosaur. I'm going to say dinosaur. Final night, gotta be a dinosaur, right? Right? Let's see. Let's turn on all the lights. Let's come on in here. Yeah. Let's see. Hey, Jimmy. Let's go ahead and mute you. I love you. But shut up. Alright, let's see. Alright, what is the towel animal? It's a stingray! Oh my gosh, I love that. Look at that. The towel has the tail as well with the sunglasses. That is perfect. Alright guys, well, that time has unfortunately come. We need to pack our lives back up from this room and into this bag for our flight tomorrow. Let's go ahead and get this started. But thankfully, I'm not alone in my packing endeavors. Look who decided to join me. All the way from Florida. Hey, baby.
Hi.
I'm so sorry I couldn't bring you on this cruise. It was so last minute. We couldn't get you time off. It's okay. I will bring you back because this itinerary is awesome.
Yay.
All right. Well, say bye to the vlog. Say bye to Coda, everybody.
Bye.
So unfortunately, now it is time to make our way off the ship and to the airport. We were up bright and early and were one of the first ones off the ship because we did not want to take any chances at the airport, possibly being late for our flight to Washington Dulles. After exiting the terminal, we made a right and went down to the far end where we picked up our private transfer to Rome Airport. Check-in didn't take very long, and before we knew it, we were through security and in the terminal. So now we need to make our way over to the VAT station, where we would be able to get our refunds for the merchandise we purchased on board. Let's let past Adrian explain how the VAT works. Okay, so while this is all still fresh in my mind, let me go ahead and give you a basic rundown of the VAT because it is very complicated, but I hope my explanation is able to simplify it. So basically, when you are sailing through the European Union, you are subject to a value-added tax, or a VAT tax. And the way it works is you can only get a refund for those purchases if you spend more than $80. So that's definitely something to keep in mind if you are looking to purchase any merchandise from the gift shops on board any of the Disney ships that might be going to Europe. If you are planning on purchasing a bunch of things, don't make individual purchases of smaller items. Make sure you grab all of your items and pay for them in bulk so that way they can be over $80. Now, when you are going down to the gift shops, you need to make sure that you bring your passport with you if you want to be eligible for a VAT refund. So when you pay for your items, they're actually going to scan your passport and give you a whole separate receipt that's specifically for the VAT refund. After you're done paying for your items, you're going to have to exit the gift shop and they're going to have a desk set up outside in the little rotunda area with a bunch of cast members there with some computers. That is where they're going to link your receipt for the items that you purchase and link it to your actual passport. It's very important that you keep all of these receipts with you throughout the whole traveling process, because when you get back home or when you get to the VAT station at the airport, they may ask for your receipts. And also, possibly even more important, is that all of these items have to be unused. You cannot wear any of the items or use any of the items that you purchase if you want to be eligible for the VAT refund. Now, when we went to the airport, they didn't ask to see any of our receipts and they didn't ask to see any of the items, but in case it does happen, in order to be eligible, all of these items need to be unused and you need to have all of your receipts. Now, they link all of these receipts to your passport, so when we got to the VAT station at the airport, all we needed to do was scan our passport, and on the screen, it came up with all of our purchases, and all of them were above $80, and it automatically populated our refund. Now make sure you have the original form of payment with you at the station, because it will ask for that in order to process the refund properly. You can't get the refund back on a separate form of payment. It has to be the original form. I really hope that this simplified the process for you. We spent less than 5 minutes at the kiosk at the airport, and it was just an easy peasy thing where all we needed to do was scan our passport and the refund process after we scanned our form of payment. After we received our refunds, we made our way to the e-concourse via the tram, where we were met with a pretty hefty delay of over 2 hours. Thanks to the delay, a few passengers jumped ship and boarded an earlier flight to Newark, so that opened up some seats in United's Polaris business class cabin. I want to give a huge shout out to my aunt, who graciously offered to pay for us all to upgrade to Polaris at the gate for a significantly cheaper price. In total, the delay ended up being closer to 3.5 hours, which meant we were now going to miss our flight from Dulles back to Tampa, but there was nothing we could do about it now as we were already on board. Of course, we will be doing a full review of this business class flight on our second channel, Express Traveler, at a later date, but here's a quick montage of what the flight was like. I'll see you all in Dulles. So the purpose for the delay was because the inbound flight to Rome couldn't take off from Dulles due to severe weather in the area, and coming into Dulles we were at risk for the same kind of weather. Thankfully, we landed safely and were able to rebook ourselves on a much later flight to Orlando instead of Tampa. It was either go to Orlando at almost 11 p.m. or we spend the night in Dulles. At this point, we just wanted to be back home, so we made the quick hop over to Orlando, where my dad and Coda picked us up and brought my mom and I back home. And with that, guys, I'm back home. The trip is over, and I honestly can't believe I had the opportunity to take this super last-minute cruise to Europe. This was an absolute dream come true, and I definitely 100% know that I'm going to be doing it again because I have to bring Coda with me next time I go. This was a fantastic experience, and it definitely opened my eyes to a whole new side of cruising. Just like Alaska opened my eyes to a whole new side of cruising, Europe opened my eyes and did the same exact thing. I cannot wait to go back, and I can't wait to try so many other different itineraries. There are so many possibilities out there when it comes to European cruising. cruising, and I'm just dying to get back. This was a very exhausting cruise. I know I touched on this in the last video, and I definitely wouldn't recommend it for everybody, but if you're able to be active and you have a desire to go out and walk and explore, then this style of cruise is definitely for you. I am planning on making a separate video in the near future of things that I wish I knew before going on a European cruise, so if you guys are interested in a video of that style, then let me know in the comment section below and leave a like on this one, because I'll gauge how much I fast-track that video based on the responses in the comment section below. Before we end things off though, I do want to announce the giveaway winner for the Embarkation Day video. If you guys remember, I did mention that we were going to be giving away all of the Castaway Club stuff that I got in the room, and we finally have a winner. Huge congratulations to SM Lara 4 for winning the giveaway. Please reach out to me on either Twitter DMs or Instagram DMs so that way I can get your information and send you your prizes. But I want to thank you guys so much for watching this video all the way until the very end, and for watching this series all the way through. I had a lot of fun editing this cruise. I had a lot of fun reliving all the memories and sharing everything with you guys, interacting with you all in the comments section below and hearing all of your experiences with Europe. It has been an absolute blast. So from the bottom of my heart, I just want to say thank you all so much. As far as what's coming next on the channel, we leave in just a couple of weeks for our first ever Carnival cruise on the channel, so that's going to be super exciting. And then after that, next month in August, we set sail on the brand new Star of the Seas with Royal Caribbean, the newest and largest cruise ship to set sail in the world. I really hope you guys are looking forward to those videos and so much more coming in the very near future. If you are, then please help us out by subscribing to the channel. We are on the road to 100,000 subscribers, and I would love to have you guys be a part of this journey. As always, I want to give a huge shout out and thank you to my Patreon supporters and my channel members. Without your incredible support, this trip would not have been possible. I hope you are all having a wonderful day, morning, afternoon, and evening, and I'll see you guys in the next video.